What's up, guys? So, Boruto Chapter 2 is finally come out after a month of waiting. But this chapter is noticeably shorter than the last one, but it did the job of giving us some important details on the plot and the antagonist. It looks like a Boruto. Now, the only thing I don't know is I haven't watched the movie, so I can't tell. I can only guess this is part of the movie as well, because we see the antagonist, we see the duo, the Utsuki clan duo, that we see towards the beginning of the chapter and the end of the chapter. But let's start off at the beginning, where Boruto is pretty much begging Sasuke to be his disciple, and then Boruto says, he goes on to say, "Oh, can you teach me the Rasengan?" Sasuke says, "No, that's not happening. Learn to do it by yourself first. So get that shit down. You're not learning squat from me." So he pretty much runs off and he goes and bugs Konohama for teaching him this Rasengan, and he pretty much goes through the same method that Naruto went with Jiraiya. Although I don't know if Naruto had the same reaction. He did kind of find it tacky at first, but I don't think Naruto flew the balloon that like Boruto did, because he got salty as a pretzel over that. But he did learn it quick, and that's the most important thing about this, is he's picking up fast, and it's a sign of the next generation advancing a bit more than what we had in the Naruto burst of things. But the two most important parts is Sasuke's putting him down was actually, he didn't actually put him down when he said, "Oh, by the way, your Rasengan was pretty small," but he wasn't saying it was bad. It was and then Sarada's actually the one who's actually praising Boruto, said he doesn't usually work this hard to advance. So obviously there's a connection there, not only with Team 7 but for them too. So that's kind of interesting. Even though I thought it was weird, she was spying on Boruto while he was training, kind of similar to what Hinata did to Naruto in part 1. So yeah, there's kind of a vibe too. By the way, speaking of Sarada, she really got that. She learned fast about the ways of her mother, didn't she? She said, "Oh, by the way, Mom, I got you figured out when you're crazy hormones about Sasuke." So Sarada's wising up a little bit. I found that a funny part of the chapter, but the serious part of the chapter came when we see the flashback that Sasuke had with, we see the castle of that belonged to, I believe he says it belonged to Kaguya, but we see the Isuki duo, the one that Sasuke clashed with, the gigantic one. Actually had the Byakugan. I did do a live reaction. I wasn't too sure at first, but clearly he does. And clearly, the smaller dude we saw of the Isuki clan turned out to be the MVP of this chapter, because he just rushed off Killer Bee like it's nothing. Like, yeah, I'll get to that. We do get to see a Team 7, like new Team 7 reunion sort of, because we see Boruto and Sasuke does agree, by the way, to begin to train him, and the reason that Boruto wants Sasuke to be, well, Boruto wants to become his disciple, so Boruto can learn Naruto's weaknesses, so he can defeat him by himself. But in Sasuke's own way, he kind of belittles him to a point which we know he will do. He said, "Oh, by the way, your father's a dumbwit," but even though he's a dumbwit, he tapped into a hidden power and actually managed to become the Hokage. So even though he was an underdog, he actually became the hero. In Sasuke's own way, that's what he's trying to say to Boruto, but Boruto was having none of that. So like I mentioned in the previous chapter review, for what we saw at the start of chapter 1, with actually Boruto growing up, that's going to be one hell of a transition. So I can't wait to see what Boruto goes through to make him realise, oh, okay, maybe even though Naruto is neglecting Boruto, it's for a reason, but Boruto's going to come to understand that throughout the series, and that's pretty much what the journey's going to be. So from here on in, it's pretty much the road to the Chunin exams, and we cut off, like I said, to where we see the Isuki duo clash with Killer Bee, and we do get to see the Eight Tails, and he launches a Biju bomb. It does shit, because we see that one dude, I think he swallowed 3 pills. I'm guessing that's what that was. And then the next thing we see is a Rinnegan in his freaking hand. In his hand. And just absorbs pretty much the Biju bomb. I'm not too sure, I think he sent it back because he repels the attack. Obliterates everything. And then the next page we see, or the next panels we see is pretty much the chocolate. The next thing we see is like the small black spheres we see appear on his hand, and if you notice, it's the way he was absorbing the Biju chakra, the Jubi chakra. So I'm pretty sure this is the end for Killer Bee, but this is all about the next generation, so it kind of makes sense, but it kind of makes the duo seem a little bit threatening. Like I said, I'm not too sure this happened in the movie, but this is a retelling, obviously, so I kind of guess it is. But in the meantime, obviously the plot is there, and they go on and say, oh, by the way, the next target is the main target, and that is the Nine Tails leading to Naruto. So that's where the plot ends, and that's where the chapter ends. We all know, I thought it was an average chapter, but it did build up the suspense and anticipation, and it revealed the antagonist, which we kind of already knew, because I mean, the plot doesn't spoil for the movie, regardless if you watched it or not. But what did you guys think about the guy that had the Rinnegan in his hands? I thought it was kind of weird, but then we've seen this in the past with Danzo with this fucking arm coded Sharingan, and we've already seen that with we saw that with Shin Uchiha on the Sarada specials. So in the Naruto guidance. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. That's going to do it for this review. Like it if you did, appreciate that. Comment, rate, and subscribe as always for more Boruto and Naruto related stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.